I used to have this mentality. I had this idea that I kind of wanted the companion to do the same thing that I was doing. You got my drift, right?
I wanted that too. I ain't found that
We all
yet.
have the intention that being.
Yeah, so I thought if we shared,
The same common.
yeah.
Okay.
The problem with that is, and I think,
Egos, alpha and alpha. I already know what you're saying.
ooh, it's war, and it's war because somebody has to submit.
Yeah.
You know, and in this case, it's not going to be me. If you understand what I mean.
I get it.
And I mean that not in the sense of as in I'm in control, but I understand that if we are trying to be just the same, it's not going to be balanced.
Right. Yeah.
And
it has to be a hierarchy somewhere.
yeah, because
Yeah.
then you kind of start, and honestly, you will start finding yourself arguing about things that are minuscule. It's not even.
So you're not gonna ever. You would never submit.
Yeah.
He said.
No, but I'm saying submit in the sense of what, in light of what we were doing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know my drift.
Okay.
The pre.
I'm just trying to get on.
Yeah. The pre-conversation.
Right. Gotcha.
So if you both are kind of like the same, the problem of it is like you have when you're out, you're talking about authority, power. But when you're talking about coming home, God has ordained and set it up a certain kind of way. It's not to say, it's not a I run you. It's a let's share this.
Right.
This is where this is. And if I feel like sometimes when we approach conversation, if you approach it with your mind made up, then we're already in trouble.
Right.
Because we have to be open to.
But in that aspect, I don't know. I think I would definitely be an alpha female, but in that particular situation, I would want to be covered. You know what I'm saying? If that's how it's designed to be, you know, because I feel like if that's the case, if I'm not in the proper place where I'm supposed to be, how can you be who you're supposed to be? You know? Like
that's where communication still plays a part of.
Definitely.
You have to communicate to know the vision or know the plan. So
you can
work
know
together.
it, but still, especially if you're highly competitive and all that kind of stuff, it's distorted because you're going after the same thing instead of this piece is yours, this piece is mine. It's all about perception.
Well,
I think.
people will argue, though, they were, you know, I think even when you're communicating this, for me as a man, when you're communicating vision, how do I see this household? What's my projection? What's my plan? What's my vision? In light of that, I think sometimes what's misunderstood is when a man, if he's serious about his mission and he communicates to you where he wants to go, that's really being entrusted with something that in this sense, if we're going to be spiritual for just a moment, you're being entrusted with something God has given them. So it is God that is imparting and directing to say, hey, this is what I'm setting for this house. In the Bible, you get something as simple as when Joshua says, as for me and my house, we'll serve the Lord. What does that look like? And serving God is, we're not just talking about making sure we go to church. I'm talking about as a family. This is what God wants for our household. This is how we will move. And your ambitions, your drive, they are just as important. Matter of fact, what you have complements what God has shown. So it's not a against thing. It's it's like interdependent. So we're both independent, but we choose to be dependent on each other. It's not that you need me, you help me. Vice versa.
It's a joint venture.